The Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial is still going on, and the whole world is watching. With so many people weighing on this situation, almost everybody sides with Johnny Depp after he revealed all of the proof that he was indeed a victim of domestic abuse by providing videos, pictures, and even audios and texts. He also doubled down with Dr. Shannon Curry's statement. Amber found herself in a bad situation with her own team and her own defense witness, Dawn Hughes, who handled things poorly. To find out more, leave us a like and subscribe to our channel to get notified with all of our latest editions. After she appeared as the first defense witness for actor Amber Heard in a defamation claim filed by her estranged spouse, actor Johnny Depp, the WebMD profile of a professional psychologist called Dawn Hughes was filed with harsh comments Tuesday. Dawn Hughes, who was brought to the evidence by Heard's legal team, claimed that she diagnosed Heard with post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of her relationship with Depp, which she described as intimate partner violence. Depp's lawyers rested their case earlier Tuesday, and a judge denied Heard's lawyer's petition to dismiss the case. Depp's lawyers said that Depp had failed to prove his case on the merits and that no rational jury could find in his favor. However, Judge Penney Azcarate stated that the threshold for dismissing a case at this stage of the trial is extremely high and that the case should be permitted to proceed if Depp has given even a scintilla of evidence to support his claims. After the judge concluded that the case can proceed, Depp and his primary lawyer, Benjamin Chu, clapped each other on the back. Chu said that the jury had enough evidence to infer that Heard made a false accusation against Depp. According to the evidence, Miss Heard physically abused him. She is the one who abuses. J. Benjamin Rottenborn, Heard's lawyer, said the evidence over the last 3 weeks of testimony shows that Heard's allegations of abuse are true. We haven't had the opportunity to present our case yet, he explained. All of this evidence has come in while the plaintiff has complete control of the playing field. Depp is suing Heard in Fairfax County Circuit Court for $50 million after she penned an op-ed piece in the Washington Post in December 2018, characterizing herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. Despite the fact that the piece never mentions Depp by name, Depp's lawyers claim he was defamed since it makes a clear reference to abuse allegations made by Heard in 2016 during the couple's divorce proceedings. According to treatment notes submitted at trial, Heard, who identifies as bisexual, was also scrutinized in her contacts with women. Depp allegedly manually penetrated Heard in fury after seeing Heard's interactions with a lady, according to Hughes. Amber was accused of ladies hitting on her and men hitting on her, Hughes explained. However, the psychologist didn't provide any further proof of Heard being actually abused by her ex-husband and only showed her diagnosis. The judge did remark on Tuesday that she's debating whether the article's headline in online editions should be included in the libel complaint because the evidence is unclear at this stage as to whether Heard wrote or is responsible for the headline. I stood out against sexual violence and faced our culture's fury, the internet title reads. This must change. Amber Heard has always taken the victim posture, but she was also exposed or accused, as some might suppose, of hoarding the money she stated she was going to be given, another stance that cast her in a terrible light among all the other things she did. A WebMD page featuring Hughes' name and practice details was bombarded with scathing reviews while she was on the stand. The psychiatrist testified on May 3rd that she had previously diagnosed the Aquaman actress with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Heard was abused by her partner, according to her assessment, and as long as the litigation is ongoing, Johnny's team has stated the opposite, offering evidence in the form of photographs and even audio recordings. The online WebMD profile, including Hughes' name and professional data, was swamped with critical comments while she was on the stand testifying in favor of Heard. It's uncertain whether the profile belonged to her or not. Many critics attacked Hughes for being sexist and immoral, according to NBC News, because she looked to be biased against males in domestic abuse situations. According to one review in the publication, Violent Energy That Despises Men, a woman authored this review. Hughes did not recognize that men can also be victims of domestic violence, according to some reviews. Doesn't believe that guys can be abused. Extremely skewed. For money, I guess she'll discredit victims. A request for comment from WebMD was not immediately returned on Tuesday. After NBC News contacted WebMD, the reviews seemed to be removed from the site. Hughes may or may not have made the profile herself. She did not respond to a request for a comment on the page and its evaluations right away. Hughes was accused of being biased against men in situations of domestic abuse by many reviewers who called her sexist and unethical. One review said, "Poor energy, spiteful, and dislikes men." This review was written by a woman. Hughes' usage of female pronouns while describing victims of abuse seemed to irritate the majority of reviewers, who pointed out that men can also be victims of intimate relationship violence. Another review stated, "Doesn't believe guys can be victims of abuse. Extremely skewed. For money, I guess she'll discredit victims." Before Tuesday, the profile had no reviews, and a cached version from March revealed no reviews for the webpage. Hughes is the first witness in Heard's defense, which began after Depp's legal team concluded presenting their case on Tuesday. She informed the court that when diagnosing Heard, she did further interviews, forensic tests, and reviewed medical records. Hughes stated that she found that Heard's allegations of emotional and physical abuse were true during her diagnosis. She highlighted what she characterized Depp's abusive behavior, such as trying to influence Heard's dress or professional decisions. The basis of the opinion was looking at all the dynamics in this relationship, looking at not just the hitting and the yelling, but looking at how much more pitting was done, Hughes said. Looking at the coercive control, the obsessive jealousy, the possessiveness, the sexual violence, the choking behavior, the threats to kill, those are all, as I stated, very significant and often found in cases of lethal domestic violence. Shannon Curry, a clinical psychologist who Depp's legal team called as an expert witness, has previously dismissed the concept that Heard had PTSD. Hughes disagreed with Curry's diagnosis of borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder. Depp is suing Heard for $50 million in damages after she claimed in a 2018 column for The Washington Post that she had become the public figure representing domestic abuse, among other things that she said or used as a way to stand out. Of course, a lot of people suspect that she also did so in order to get the role for Aquaman 2, however, it's still unclear. Heard obtained a protective order against Depp in 2016, alleging that he hurled a phone at her and damaged her. "I live in fear that Johnny may return to our house unannounced to torture me physically and emotionally," she wrote in a written declaration to the court. Depp has rejected the allegations of abuse, testifying in court for 4 days that he has never hit a woman in my life. During their relationship, he described his former wife as having a thirst for friction, inciting arguments and physical violence. On Wednesday, Heard is slated to begin her own witness evidence. Last month, her lawyers grilled Depp reading text exchanges in which he used harsh language about Heard and audio tapes in which she appeared to confront him about beating her. Last month, hashtags like Justice for Johnny Depp racked up nearly 3 billion views on TikTok, indicating that social media users largely support Depp in the case. Others have proposed their own explanations about Heard's behavior in court, while some have posted play-by-plays of each day in court. However, as of May 10th, all of the evaluations and comments on the doctor's page were vanished. On May 3rd, after Johnny Depp's legal team had finished presenting their case, Dr. Hughes was called as the first witness to testify in Amber Heard's favor. Dr. Dawn Hughes claimed that her diagnosis of Heard, backed by her accusations that she was subjected to emotional and physical violence during her marriage. She claimed at her conclusions based on various variables, according to her, that represent the dynamics of Heard's relationship with Depp. Depp's forceful abuse, such as seeking to limit Heard's wardrobe or work options, was a key consideration. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. See you soon on another video.